Hello, YouTubers. Merry Christmas, 2016. This is my first video blog on what is called the quantum parallel dimensional shift, or aka Mandela effect. Um, Today is my birthday. I'm 44 years old, and today I'm starting my first video blog on how my whole experience with this quantum parallel shift began, how it all started with me, and I came to the realization of it back in June. This is June of 2016. We're heading towards the end of the year. Um, so who knows what to expect for the next coming years ahead of us. But I'm going to be making a series of video blogs on each Mandela effect. That's what they have called it. Obviously, if you research, you'll. Yeah. Now, I don't like the term Mandela effect, um, because it kind of like takes away from what is really going on, and what's really probably going on is these physicists, scientists at CERN, at other installations, places that have certain technologies are messing around. Obviously, as if you do your research, you'll see that they've been messing around, colliding particles, etc., since like around 2008, and it's really a quantum shift in dimensions. Like I said, the Mandela effect, I don't like that term. It takes away from what's really going on. The whole, it's a delusion, or it's a psyop. Who knows? I really don't know. But from the plenty of research, because I've been monitoring CERN ever since they started the machine up back in 2008. I've kept track, kept updated on any new information that came out into the public, into the media. I've been logging information for a long time. Now, like I said, if you research, you'll find out why they call it the Mandela effect. Uh, but it's also, but it's a shift in consciousness. That's what a lot of people are saying. This is what I also believe could be going on. I don't. Still trying to figure it out. Now, how it all started for me, it was back in June, months ago, and uh, I was watching a movie. I'm not much of a movie person, movie guy. I read a lot of books. I study and gather information on various things, and do research. But I'm thousands and thousands of movies behind the average American who is into movies and television series and stuff like that. Um, so what happened was, back in June, a movie came on called The Book of Eli, and it stars Denzel Washington. Many people have told me over the years I should watch this movie, and I finally did watch it. You know, it came on TV, and watched it, and it was a good movie. I liked it, and at the end of the movie, you know, well, for those those who've seen the movie and research what it's about, you know, there's a Washington. This is a futuristic world, and Denzel only has the only copy of the Bible, and but in the movie, you'll see that it's, well, you know, for those who haven't seen it yet, I don't want to spoil anything. But at the end of the movie, I found it interesting. I was saying to myself, "Wow, what if something were to happen, something similar, uh, where there is no more Bibles in the world, or they were trying to find it, they were doing away with the Bibles, and then somebody had a copy of the Bible, the only copy, and they did all they could to try to publish it again, etc." Now, after the movie was over, I was like, "Wow, that would be really interesting if something like that was to happen." So then, a couple of days later, I would say it was about the 3rd of June. Um, a friend of mine posted up a video, and it had to do with the ritual that they had when they built the new tunnel out there in Switzerland. Uh, if you look that up, you know, you'll see CERN, Switzerland, tunnel ritual. You know, it lasts for like it's like a good hour long. And just like I said, just research. I'm not gonna be posting videos and pictures in here. You know, you guys, there's plenty of videos out there for it. There's stuff on Google. Google it. Uh, you know, find out for yourself. Um, anyway, so I found it interesting that this satanic ritual that these, you know, billionaires paid for had a lot of symbolic references of and technological references of what they've been doing. There's a story behind this ritual. Um, Very bizarre. When I saw it, I was extremely shocked, as well as many people who pass it around social media. And so after watching that video, and I also had reposted it, showing people, and then I bumped into another video, and there was a couple of women from the UK that were talking about this Mandela effect thing, uh, and I watched it, you know, and uh, I, you know, in my opinion, I thought these women were crazy, delusional, you know. It's, you know, I mocked them because I thought it was funny. I thought it was a joke. And then when they started referencing things like the logo changes, yeah. So, and I seen the logo changes over the years, and I assume that, you know, most companies update their logos and make additions to it, maybe to improve it or make it look better. So, as I have seen this incident going on, I didn't pay it too much mind. You know, I didn't think nothing of it. And when these women were talking about the logo changes, about the Berenstain Bears had changed to Berenstain Bears, I had seen videos on that several years ago, and like I said, I didn't think nothing much of it. It's like, oh well, maybe they just wanted to make the name better for whatever reason. And so I started to try to remember a lot of the changes and things that maybe look different to me. And when they started talking about certain songs that, with the Prince song and stuff, I also thought, well, maybe they also change lyrics and music. They edit songs. I've done a little work in the music industry, so yeah, that's what people do. You got different versions of songs. People edit them, voiceovers, whatsoever, etc. That's what I thought might have been going on, even in the movies, when they were talking about the Star Wars and Darth Vader stuff. And, it used to be Luke, no, I'm your father. Now it's no, I'm your father. Yeah, that's another thing. Movies, they edit movies, they have edit scenes, alternate endings, etc. So I really didn't pay. I was like, well, these are just things that can be manipulated by man, obviously. Okay. Now, when they started talking about the changes in the Bible, and that's what really intrigued me, because I have studied pretty much all the religions of the world. Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Judaism. I looked into a lot of these because I used to be a Rosicrucian, and used to be part of an organization had to do with mysticism. So I have researched history on religions. So, and I do have collections of Christian books. I was born Christian. I went to many different Christian denominations. Catholicism, Baptist, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, Protestant. Yeah, I've been to many different Christian religions, to say that. And over up into my teenage years, that's when I started to study other religions, looking for other outlets. So going back to what I was saying about the Bible, looked into the Bible many times over the years. I know there are certain scriptures that everyone knows by heart, prayers that people have said in churches or their Christian organizations, prayers that you say, you memorize, So when the Bible changes, that subject came up, I looked into my Bible, and I got several different types of Bibles. You got many different versions, Gideon and King James Version, the New Testament, the Old Testament, etc., etc. It's got to be at least about 40 different versions of the Bible. If you look into it, many different versions. That's why. Anyways, so started going into my Bibles and started noticing there were certain scriptures that I thought I knew by heart, and I've asked many people, and they seem to recollect the same thing. But now the changes are there, and people are tending to ignore it, don't want to know and talk about it. But I'm voicing my opinions, and I've spoken and argued with people already who are out there in the service and try to get people to go to churches, etc. So when I noticed the Bible scriptures had been changed in my physical books, that's what caught my attention. I knew something was horribly wrong, and I've researched, I've looked into a lot of the scriptures, and it's just terrible. But something has changed our physical reality. And then when they also talked about the mirror, about Snow White, and how mirror has changed to magic mirror. We have a old book from 1964 uh, collection from Snow White. It has a record attached to it. Um, Now, in the book, it says Magic Mirror. No longer says Mirror Mirror. This is a copy, a book that's been in the family for a very long time, and unfortunately, it was a shocker. It was a shocker, and then I started looking into all my other books. I do have a collection of books. I love books, um, so I started going into my book collections, and I started noticing that the dictionary, certain words have been changed. Thesauruses, certain words aren't connected like they're supposed to be connected. Uh, and the Bibles have changed, obviously. And obviously, movies. You can go into your old VHS. You know, there's people out there on YouTube that are speaking about this quantum shift effect, and they also talk about how their physical copies, VHS, DVDs, etc. You go on YouTube, people put up clips of movies, have all been changed. Like I said, do your research, look for it yourself. You know, I'm not gonna be posting up all types of videos and pictures. You know, I don't have time for that. This is a very serious matter, and do your research. It's all out there. All right. Until next time. Bye.